Good morning, everyone. Hi. Happy Friday. Can't believe it's Friday already. Wow, that's just so crazy. So, oh my goodness. So the first thing we're going to do today, we're going to do some things with bok choy and a cabbage and make some sort of like my version of spring rolls. But I just realized I have already forgotten something. Every time you think that you have everything you need, sometimes you don't. And so I am just going to jump away and grab that real quick. And it's the cheese grater. Okay, here we go. So, yeah, so I just have a little bit of water here in the wok, and I'm going to cut up some vegetables here. And so we're going to use a few different things. Doesn't really matter what I cut up first. Like usually what you'll want to do is you'll want to, depending on how well you want things cooked, you'll want to do the things that take longer to cook first. Because I like to have everything kind of like, you know, tender crisp. I don't want it too super cooked. So I think what I'll do is start off with this cabbage here. And we're going to make things fairly thin and skinny. Hey, Monique, hi, good morning. How are you? Can't believe it's Friday. Oh, there's Terry. Oh my gosh. So nice to see everybody today. So yeah, so we can slice these up fairly thin. And so this is just going to be my version of spring rolls, and we're going to bake them instead of frying them so that they're a little bit healthier. And also, well, yeah, and also because I'm not very good with rice paper. There's so many things that I'm not very good with. Hey, Darlene, good morning. Hi. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna actually use tortilla wraps. I know it's really funny, but I've tried to work with rice papers before, and I'm just not good at it. There are certain things I'm not good at, and as you guys know, I'm not a professional cook at all. The way that's probably more than enough. The way the Facebook started was I do have a lot of really healthy recipes on my Facebook, on my Instagram and my YouTube. And so anyways, we're just having fun every morning with everyone, sharing some fun and interesting recipes that I do. So here we have the bok choy again. We were working with the bok choy, was it yesterday? Gosh, the time's gone so fast. Anyway, we're working with the bok choy, and we know how healthy these things are, right? So the bok choy is similar to like your other cruciferous vegetables, like the cabbage and broccoli and things like that, Brussels sprouts and stuff. So they also have vitamin K, which the cabbage has vitamin K. The green cabbage has vitamin K and vitamin C, but less vitamin C. And if you're using a purple cabbage, it has more vitamin C and antioxidants than it does K. And so anyway, the bok choy has the K, but it also has so many additional things. And I think I forgot to explain that the other day when we were working with it, and I don't remember what we made, but it was very interesting. So you guys should check it out if you haven't already, if you weren't there. But this has vitamin C, vitamin E, and it also has selenium, which is super important for us. And there's not, there aren't as many plants that have selenium. So it's really good to use the bok choy. It's kind of like a Asian cabbage, they say, like it's been, obviously most people have had it in all kinds of different Asian foods and dishes. If you've gone to an Asian restaurant or anything, they use a lot of it. And it is super healthy, and it has I know what we made out of it. I remember now. It was a salad. We used it fresh with a salad. Actually, we used it both ways, fresh and cooked. But, it's a dark leafy green that is inexpensive in the winter when the the other veggies are expensive, like you're in the middle of winter here, when things like your lettuces and romaine and chard and broccoli even, all those things are more expensive. The bok choy is usually very inexpensive, and it has so much nutrition in it. So I use it instead of lettuce, is what I'm trying to say. All winter I use it instead of lettuce, because it's easier to come by and less expensive, and it has all those things in it. It has zinc as well, which is really important. We all know how important the vitamin C and zinc is these days. Everybody's talking about those are the two vital things to have right now to avoid any viruses this winter. Is it's all about the vitamin C and the zinc, like high doses of vitamin C and the zinc, and then also quercetin is another one that's coming up really high, and vitamin D. How could I forget? Yeah, we all need vitamin D, and especially here on the west coast where we have less sun. Although this year's been really, really good. You always need to up that vitamin D. It's such an important vitamin, and vital, for the immune system as well. So we're going to get these guys going here, and then I don't know how much of this I'm going to use, but I do have beautiful carrots from the garden as I throw my chives all over the table. I don't know if I have the camera right. Can you guys see? You can see. Yeah, okay. I always worry about that because I'm not sure. But you guys help me out with that. Hey, Kathy, good morning. Nice to see you. So we're going to use the little, I guess we'll take off the little hairy bits, the little hairy rooty bits of my carrot, and shred that up a bit. And yeah, so we're going to use that. The bok choy is really, really important. I am going to add some collards as well. And, the same thing, like collards are something that, honestly, the easiest thing to grow. And I know quite a few people that I've spoken to have said, collards, ew, they're really tough and blah, blah. But, I chop them up fine, like kale. I chop it really fine, kind of like in a rice consistency. And oh, thank you, Manek. Good view. Yeah, so I chop it up super fine so that you're able to absorb the nutrition. So when you have something tough like a kale or a collard, it's tough, and so what that means is that the cells are hanging on to nutrition in a tighter form, as opposed to your bok choy here. It's a very soft, tender, lettucey type leaf. So it's real easy for you to chew and to break down the cells and to get the nutrients out of it. Whereas it's much harder when it's a denser, tougher leaf. And so that's why they say to massage your kale with some olive oil, a little bit of Celtic sea salt or whatever, to break down the cells, to open up those cells and to make that the nutrition and the vitamins and minerals more available. So same thing with the collards. But I just cut it up fine, and it's an amazing, fantastic vegetable to have, that you can have all winter, because it's like kale. It'll stay in your garden unless it freezes, and even if it freezes for a little bit, it will start to come back very quickly. So gotta watch your fingers with these things. I don't know how far I can go without taking off hopefully just a little bit of, I can get just a little bit more without taking off my fingertip. Okay, so we have these, and these are, another fantastic little garden veggie, and I can hear this going on here, so I better give it a stir. We're getting a little too carried away with talking and forgetting to add water. So again, that reminds me, we kind of got on a thing. I don't know, for those of you guys that hang out with me often, I kind of get into a thing where, it's on my mind because it's come up, whatever that is. And so when I poured the water in, it just made me think of the other day when we added the herbal tea. as a liquid to the soups or whatever, because if you're working with a herbal tea that has a really mild taste, like my Vitality tea, then you can add that extra nutrition into your meals, and you're almost, you're pretty much getting a health supplement right into your food, because my Vitality tea has the astragalus and astragalus, ashwagandha, and all kinds of great things. So just looking at the carrots that are kind of bouncing around here and not cooperating with staying right where I want them. Okay, so yeah, so I'm going to cut these little pieces of collards that I brought out. And as you know, I am so not a professional cook. I just share with you what I make for us to eat. And people really seem to want to know that and how I do it, because mostly it's quick 15-minute fast healthy meals. And so maybe I'll go this way just so these are shorter, because I folded the leaf, and I tend to forget to explain what I'm doing sometimes when I'm doing it. Anyways, yeah, so I kind of tend to do things backwards, and I'm sure there are much better ways of doing this than the way I'm doing it. The other thing you can add, which I didn't, if you have nice, oh, it's not so nice, but if you have nice carrot tops, you can add those to your anything, salads, stir fries, anything, soups, because they also have a lot of nutrition in them. So we're going to add some, we have some sort of medium portobellos. Now, I'm going to tell you, sometimes I hesitate to add the portobellos to something that I want to look pretty, because it all depends. I never seem to know which ones, but some of them turn everything black, and so that kind of really ruins the color of your recipe. Maybe I'll make this smaller. So and you never know. Sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't. So everybody have a good. Here, wait. Let me make it look pretty before I take a chance on it turning black. Okay, I have some peppers here. Yeah, so that's kind of why I waited to add the portobellos, because you never know, and it's I love them because they are so good for you. They have the portobellos are antioxidant. They have riboflavin. I think they have riboflavin, and that is really good because riboflavin is related to it's falling out of my head. Ribose, riboflavin, ribose. There's a chain. Riboflavin, ribose, and I think D-ribose, and then that has some kind of relationship to remdesivir, which is important these days. For certain people. So yeah, I was researching that a few weeks ago, and that I was looking for the derivative or the source, because a lot of if not most drugs are sourced from plants, and so I was researching where the remdesivir comes from or how it's made, and it is definitely very much made. So it's not something you can get from a plant directly. But there is a relationship between the ribose and the riboflavin, and now I can't remember the exact details, but if you guys are interested, you can look it up. So yeah, so I'm gonna add more water. I can hear it calling me for more water. It's getting dry over here. Yeah, I know, I hear you. Okay, so I'm adding some chives from the garden too, which are super amazingly fantastic, and I want to make this I should actually have a second camera here because I'm really hoping it doesn't all turn black from the portobellos, but we'll just go with it. Okay, and the other thing I wanted to I'm just going to slice the celery super fine, and I don't want a lot of celery in this, but I'm going to make it as fine as possible. Keeping my eye on the knife to try and make sure it's super fine. Okay, so celery. Again, there's celery. You guys have heard this a million times. So super good for arthritis. Try and incorporate it into your meals every day. And if you have arthritic conditions or pain, inflammation, that kind of thing from arthritis or whatever, sore joints, bones, you know, everything that you tend to experience as you get older. Celery juice is super awesome for incorporating the natural source of sodium that actually reduces the pain and inflammation in the body. And you will notice a big difference if you use celery juice. Straight up, you'll notice a big difference with any arthritic and painful joint or bone conditions. And or you can use celery seed tea. So, okay, so that looks really pretty, right? Okay, we're going to add one more thing before we take a chance. Oh, I forgot. Good thing I put these things here. A little piece of ginger. We're going to put, we might as well put 2. Ginger's so good for circulation. It's also very antiviral. I'm going to try and put these guys in the bottom because I should have actually put them first. There you go. You guys can just insert your juices there. Okay. Oh yes. Okay, so I'm going to untraditionally could I scrape the gills out of the portobello? Maybe it's the gills. That's a really good point, Manek. I'm not really sure. I could. These are smaller portobellos. But that's a good point. I wonder, you know, because the mushrooms have the spores on the bottom. And that's what's so fun about the Facebook Live and getting all the comments is because we can all work together and share information and experiment with foods and learn, because I certainly don't know it all. I'm not a professional cook at all. I am a certified herbalist and natural health consultant, and I just am sharing ways to make healthy food. But it's just so cool to learn about this stuff together. Okay, I'm going to add my turnips. Okay, so the suggestion that maybe we could remove the gills. You seriously want me to try that? Okay, I'm up for anything. Let's see. Oh my God, I don't know. Maybe. It would work much better with the bigger portobellos, I'm sure. And I don't know if that's what causes the ink as I scoop it into my hand and have a look and see what's turning black. Yeah, I don't know about the nutritional parts of the mushrooms. Like I know that they have the riboflavin and the copper and their antioxidant and everything, but I don't know which parts of the mushroom. And generally speaking, let's see if this stains my cutting board. We have so much fun on here. Maybe you're right. I don't know. Okay, well, that's as best I can do with this little tiny one here. Or a medium one. Okay, let's add it and see. Because I never know. Sometimes I'll add portobellos and it won't turn everything black. And sometimes I do, and then it does. And I don't know if it's, you know, maybe the age of the mushroom or what. Okay, so also the other thing to remember, like I was thinking, I don't really want this too cooked. I want it fairly, fairly raw because it has more, like lightly steamed because it has more nutrition. And so, thank you, darling. And so the other thing is that I am going to have to cook this a little bit more. So I'm going to, because the mushrooms have to be cooked. There's something in all mushrooms that they say they all have to be cooked now because of something called chitin, chitin, and the chitin makes whatever parts of the chitin that's in the mushrooms makes it indigestible. Okay, let's try this and see what happens. And so that indigestible chitin, they're just saying that mushrooms really need to be cooked. And I know I've eaten my share of raw ones at the salad bars. And, I don't know I can't remember what happens to the kite when you don't digest it. I don't know. Okay, let's see. What's going on? I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna put this one in. But you know, what I'm thinking is I don't want to lose the nutrition, right? Especially when we know how important riboflavin is. And then these guys have selenium as well. And so, you know, you don't want to miss out on that stuff, and maybe it's in the gills. I have no idea. I haven't done the research on the different parts of the mushrooms. I'm going to have a sip of my beautiful chakra tea, which is such a pretty blue today. And just give that a minute. Okay, so I'm looking at the time. Okay, well, you know, let's see. I don't know. Is it making a difference? What if I put this in? Let's see. It's so much fun to experiment on here. Okay, I'm just going to put the gills in. We'll see what happens. See if that turns the water black. I don't know. It's just turning into little bits of... Yeah, you could be right. Huh. Well, that's interesting. And then I could just stick the gills into the mushroom soup. Very interesting to learn all these things and share all these things. And actually, some of these now I'm kind of almost getting the hang of getting the gills out. Funny how when you've never done something, it just seems that much more intimidating, and you don't know how to do it. Lucky for me, I've never worried about learning how to do things before I do them. I don't know why. I've always been one to just jump in and do stuff, and then figure out that there was probably a better way of doing it. I figured that out later. But I've always been one to just do it first, because why not? You know, I mean, that's how you learn. And also, that's how you discover new things. You know, if you wait, this is just my opinion. For me, this is only my advice. Don't do this at home. But if you wait to learn something before you do it, I'd never do it. I would never do half the stuff I've done if I waited until I learned how first. It's just me. And so, yeah, I don't know. That's probably not good advice, but anyways, it's gotten me by. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. All right. You know what? That's enough. That's enough mushrooms. I'm going to save this little pile of gills and stuff, and and see if it just turns everything black. So we'll try that later. Okay, so that's my little messy mess. Okay, on to the things. And so what I think I'll do with my little messy mess here is just change things around. I've got that turned up. Oh, I forgot to show you and put it in there. And so these are kelp noodles. You know what? I will move this out of the way and just switch it up with what we're going to put the little, what are we making again? Spring rolls. Okay, we're going to put this here. Okay, so the kelp noodles are super cool. They last for a really long time in the fridge. I know that. And they're made with mineral-rich sea kelp. And so they have their kelp, and we've been talking about that all week, the benefits of the seaweeds and how the seaweeds have trace minerals, and it's really good for the thyroid. They've got natural source of iodine. They balance the thyroid, balance your energy. So many different benefits of seaweed. They reduce and deflect, or I'm not really sure. It's been a long time since I researched it, but it's like they transmute the energy of radiation. So they're really good if you've had any x-rays or anything like that. Eat, large amount of seaweed if you can, because it really does help to reverse the effects of that. And there's been tons of studies. You can look it up. They use it everywhere there's been a nuclear disaster. They've used it to help people to heal. So anyway, these are cute little things. I am going to use my fingers, clean hands. And so, yeah, they're kind of stretchy little, I guess you could call them glass noodles. So I'm just going to break them apart here since I got rid of my knife and my cutting board. And so I'm just going to put those guys in. And so this will add so much. They are funny little things. Oh my God, it's like spaghetti. Okay, they'll add so much nutrition because they really are kelp. And they have all of that natural trace minerals and good for you stuff. And so I would rather, if I did this again and I hadn't moved my cutting board, I would cut these up so they're short, because I'm not really one to want to do the whole long spaghetti noodle thing. I'm actually terribly sacrilegious with spaghetti noodles, and I break them into like thirds, which I know is almost illegal, but I'm just not don't want to twirl those twirly long strings. Okay, so that's probably enough of that. So that's your, oops, there's one there. We'll just put him over here. Okay, so we keep everything clean, clean, clean. All right, so the portobellos are cooking down, and not looking too gray. Actually, it was kind of a good idea to put them right in the center, and then I can gently fluff up all the beautiful colors afterwards. So we'll just kind of get these noodles, and they don't, like, you can eat these just like super in hot water. Like, it's so super easy to just heat them up in some hot water and you're good to go. So I'm just going to keep these guys in the middle here. And I think I will start on the sauce. Okay, so oh, there's a little portobello in there. I'm not going to add him in now because I'm turning all this off and I don't want a raw mushroom in there because of the chitin. And so I'm turning this off. So we're just going to make a super simple sauce to either, oh, I didn't add any sauce to this. I need to add sauce to it as well. So I want sauce on the inside and dipping sauce. So I'm going to use this coconut nectar. I know with typical spring noodly Asian stuff, they use rice vinegar. And I thought I had some, but I don't. I could have sworn I had some. I looked everywhere, got really, far down deep into the cupboards. I can't find it. So it wasn't meant to be. If you can't find it, you don't have it. It wasn't meant to be. And so I wanted to finish up the rest of that bottle. This is the beautiful coconut nectar. It has the most amazing, it's like a soy sauce made with coconut. And it's just like super awesome. So that's going to add a bit of a different flavor. And I might as well just add some to this as well for my dipping sauce, because that's going to be the base of the dipping sauce. So I'm also going to add just a little bit of tamari, which is your gluten-free soy sauce. And I don't want it to taste too teriyaki, more so here for dipping. And just because it helps to have that little bit of a rice vinegary flavor, I am going to add a little bit of my homemade apple cider vinegar to both as well, but not too much because this is quite strong stuff, like for this meal. It's great for salad dressing. And the nice thing about making the apple cider vinegar is that I made like 8 gallons from apples this summer, and each gallon turned out differently, which is super cool. Some is kind of like a mild vinegar, some is a medium vinegar, and some is a strong vinegar. And so that's super awesome to have that variety. And then I have the sesame oil. I lose my throat all the time on this. I think sometimes I'm just not supposed to talk for this long and project this much. But I do tend to, I've taught a lot over the years, and I do tend to try and project because I always think I'm speaking to someone in the very back of the class, and I want to make sure they hear me. So that creates a little bit of irritation. Anyway, sesame sauce, and okay, we're gonna add a little. Sesame sauce, sesame oil. What am I talking about? I don't think I want to add it to this. I think I just want to add it to this. So it is very strong, so only a few drops. So that was like 5 or 6 drops. I am going to add, of course, the salt and pepper. Oh my God, I just love the smell of that sesame oil when it goes into anything. It is just such a fantastic smell and flavor. I just love it. Okay, so I'm thinking of adding just a little bit of maple syrup. And I think I might add a little bit to this. Just a tiny bit. I don't want it too sweet. And then I'm actually going to taste this and see if I want it to have a little more sweetness. And I'm thinking of adding more of the coconut nectar. No, it's perfect. Because the coconut nectar has some sweetness to it too. And so that dipping sauce is perfect. Oh, there's something I forgot. Forgot to add my garlic. So I will just add the last of my granulated garlic. Okay. All right, so we're gonna mix it together a little bit and hope that it doesn't turn here. I'm gonna cheat and just go like this so that it doesn't turn too brown from the mushrooms. Oh my gosh, it's all about the color and the flavor, and when it's pretty, it tastes even better. Okay, there we go. Okay, so if I had another camera, I'd take a picture, but I think I can take a video capture with this. I'm sort of learning how to do that, so you can actually take your video and get a you guys probably already know that, but if you have a video and you want a section of it, there's a thing, I don't know how to do it on the computer, but I know it's on my phone. And so you can just get a picture. So I am going to show you so I can get a picture of that. Oh my God, I'm so funny. But I love having really good, beautiful pictures of food on my Instagram. And so have patience with me fooling around. You know, you have to make it fun. If it's not fun, it's not worth doing. So, or, you know, I mean, if you can make it fun, it's much more worth doing. I should put it like that. Okay, so that's our little dipping sauce. Super easy, simple, you know, I don't have to show you all that. So all we're going to do now is grab some of these, and unfortunately I did not have the chance to get gluten-free tortilla shells, so these are not, but they are available. If you have a look, most of the stores do have them. And yeah, so definitely if you have a sensitivity to gluten, you definitely want to check that out. Okay, so I'm just going to try and, whoops, without throwing them right out of the pot, I'm going to try and mix these noodles in, which is another reason I believe that you want to have them cut short so that you can, you know, grab some in each spoonful. So I'm going to try and grab this without too much juice, although the juice is fine too. And so what the plan is to wrap these up and then put them in the oven. And so I'm just thinking about the juice, because I haven't done this before, and that's what's so fun about this Facebook Live, is that it's all about experimenting with recipes. And so what I could do is just put one of those, put like a little, you could almost put it on a rack, or, oh God, help me out, you guys. What else could we put it on? We could put it on a piece of foil just to lift it up out of the juice, and then to have it a little bit crisp, right? Because we are making an attempt at at spring rolls. So we want them to be a little bit crispy, or at least they could be crispy on the top. And then to slice them like a spring roll, that was kind of my plan. So we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. Okay. And again, what I think I'll do, and I know I'm going to drive you guys crazy. It's just so much fun though. Has to be fun. Okay, so I guess I've got enough for like 3. I am going to like I said, when you play with food, you almost go into meditation. It's just so relaxing. Okay, I'm gonna do another video capture. Oh my God. Oh, you gotta have to have patience with me. I don't know why you guys like watching this. It's so funny. I mean, you learn stuff, but seriously, I'm so not professional. Okay, one more, I think. It's so hard for me to see. I'm gonna take this ginger out because I don't really want a whole mouthful of ginger. And we're gonna make the third one here. I wonder if I can, oh God, okay, here I go. I wonder if I can scoop this out without making a mess, without getting too much juice. Okay, here we are. Is it gonna go in? Okay. Oh God, and there's got to be another way of doing this, like maybe with a slotted spoon might be an idea. But I don't have one right here, and I don't want to run around the kitchen to grab one and hold you guys up. So, okay, this one's going to be really fat. So that one will be my husband's. Or he could eat the two little ones and I could eat the fat one. Or, I don't know, all those things that you have to just really think about. Or not. Or not think about. Oops. Okay, now I'm throwing it. Okay. Put that piece back in there. Okay, this is the fat one. Actually, I should try and scrape or squish that down. Okay. Okay, there we go. So the other thing I could do is kind of put them in the oven and then turn them over so that they crisp. I don't know. We'll see what happens. You guys just have to let me know what your thoughts are on that, on how to crisp these the best. And I see MJ's here. Hey, nice. It is. It's going to be so good. I'm hoping it turns out like a spring roll and we can cut it. So there's the rolls. There's the dipping sauce. And we will see you guys. Oh gosh, it's Friday already. We'll see you Monday at 11. Check out my Instagram and my YouTube. And have a fun weekend. You know, get out there and enjoy it. It's going to be sunny and beautiful. Thanks for coming. Share. Check out my YouTube. All that good stuff. And we'll see you guys on Monday.